Tsunami preparedness cannot be overemphasized, as this powerful act of nature has the potential to cause widespread destruction within seconds upon impact. We can be better prepared for tsunamis by increasing our knowledge and sharing information about these great waves. While the knowledge of tsunamis and what to do is important, disaster managers agree that the most effective way to test one's level of preparedness is through simulation exercises and drills. This is the Department of Disaster Management's Focus Program, and I am Fiona Alexander Smith, the department's Information and Education Manager. In this edition, we will look at the importance of simulation exercises and drills to improve the BVI's tsunami preparedness. Scientists have recently warned that the Caribbean region is at risk for a major tsunami. In a global tsunami risk study, the researchers identified more than 20 subduction zones worldwide, including zones in the Caribbean, capable of generating a giant earthquake and tsunami. The study also shows that a tsunami from the Puerto Rico Trench could flood popular tourist resorts in the Dominican Republic and in the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, with waves of up to 9 meters. Additionally, the Seismic Research Center of the University of the West Indies has indicated that the northeastern Caribbean region near Puerto Rico and Hispaniola is more susceptible to tsunamis. Unfortunately for us in the BVI, we fall within that region. It is therefore important that the BVI population is constantly informed and prepared to respond to a tsunami hazard. This is why the Department of Disaster Management, DDM, ensures that residents and visitors to the island have an opportunity to practice their tsunami response. Annually, the DDM coordinates the territory's participation in CARIBE Wave, a regional tsunami exercise of the UNESCO Tsunami and Other Coastal Hazards Warning System in the Caribbean and adjacent regions. The main purpose of the exercise is to provide an avenue through which emergency management stakeholders and communities at risk can test, validate, and update their tsunami response plans. On March 21, 2017, tsunami warning test messages were sent to the territory's National Tsunami Focal Point, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. Following receipt of the messages, the early warning and national emergency broadcast systems were activated, which allowed for widespread distribution of warning messages through the siren system, cell phones, radio and television stations, online media, social media, VHF communication, and smart radios. Simultaneously, schools, government departments, and private sector organizations began their evacuation procedures and swiftly made their way to pre-designated tsunami-safe locations on higher ground. Since the CARIBE wave scenario for the BVI involved a magnitude 8.5 earthquake northeast of the Lesser Antilles, which triggered a tsunami, participants were encouraged to perform the drop, cover, and hold earthquake survival technique before evacuating. More than 7,000 individuals on mainland Tortola and the sister islands participated in the exercise, which has been described as useful and important by individuals who spoke with us from their safe locations.
Hi, my name is Simone Penn. I'm the Acting Human Resource Manager in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor. Today was very beneficial and very successful, and I think that we need to continue in this vein because we need to have ourselves prepared. All the businesses, all the schools need to be prepared in the event that there's an impending situation, an impending disaster. And I believe that we evacuated in a timely manner. Everyone seemed to be, for the most part, cooperative, and they seemed to reach to the higher ground as best they could Those who couldn't, I saw needed to find shelter elsewhere. But again, in the event of an impending situation, I believe that they would make the right decision to find themselves to safety.
Shivoy Martin in the Revenue Department, and the importance of the drill to me is to save lives and to just better prepare ourselves in case of an emergency, that we're better prepared in case this is not a drill but in fact a real emergency. And I've been doing this for the past 4 years with since I've been working in government, and I've taken it very seriously each year, so I try to make it as far as up to the top as possible.
Anthony Clark, representing Caribbean Realty. This was a wonderful exercise, by the way, well needed. Encourage more businesses to get involved in this tsunami and earthquake exercise. The great thing for us is that we were able to retest our emergency procedures over the last few days, and really we did another trial run this morning ahead of the sirens going off. And we found a few loopholes, a few holes in our procedures, things that we talked through on the way up here as well. So it's an opportunity for us to improve the process that we already have and make sure that we're really prepared in the event of an earthquake or tsunami.
Freeman Rogers from the BVI Beacon newspaper. This is actually my first time doing it because before it's happened on Wednesday, which is deadline for us. So it happened on Tuesday this time, so I wanted to do it. Seemed really well done to me. I thought you guys did a great job. So a lot of people. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you to make it better. I mean, it seems like you did a great job. I saw people come up here really quick.
My name is Colette Calwood. I'm the Senior Administrative Officer at the Land Registry. The exercise is a fruitful one is because it's informational, especially if you have new staff on board. It's a new experience for them, as well as it keeps other officers that are already on staff in line with what the emergency procedures are. Thank you.
My name is Deidre Messicott. I'm with the Family Support Network. Have my son here with me. I think the exercise was beneficial in that you're seeing how difficult it is in case of emergency, and I imagine if it was a real emergency, I had a lot of people running up here. It's kind of difficult walking up the hill with my son, seeing that I have to lift him up and carry him. So it showed me that it's important to take part in these drills because you never know what might happen. And yeah, I could only imagine the parents that have more than one children, especially little children that they have to carry, they have the young ones that they have to carry in hand or hold hands. It makes it more difficult. So the exercise was good practice.
My name is Colin O'Neill. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Joma Properties. Our organization does business on Main Street, and most of our staff agreed to participate. And we recognize the benefits of disaster preparedness, and we thought that this is an exercise that the organization needed to be a part of as part of our disaster planning, damage mitigation and all of that. So here we are, happy to participate, and we'd encourage other organizations to do the same. Have an evacuation plan, know where the routes are.
My name is Pete Smith. I work for the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports. It's a necessary exercise because people don't tend to take these things as a reality. This could be a reality here in the BVA. And whenever there's a drill, we all need to participate and make sure that we know exactly what the procedures are to get to safe ground so that we can save as many lives as possible.
It's Sandra Ward, Cabinet Secretary, Cabinet Office. It's important that we hold these simulation exercises from time to time because, of course, when a real disaster, a real tsunami hits, we should be able to, without hesitation, know what steps we need to take. Unfortunately, because it is an exercise or simulation, some people didn't think that they have to come all the way up Joe's Hill, but I tried my best, and also as head of the office, to set an example to the staff that it is an exercise that we should take seriously.
My name is O'Neill Simpson. I'm with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. This is my first time on the simulation. It is highly important for persons to participate in this experience. The fact of the matter is that these disasters are unpredictable. I very vividly recall the Japan experience, the Indian Ocean experience, and the amount of unpreparedness that led to the extent of devastation in those jurisdictions. And certainly we, being in a very highly active tectonic region, have to be, I think, a bit more sensitive to the value of these experiences as exercises that can prepare us. So it was great for me. I've burned at least a little bit of weight and a lot of heat. But I must congratulate the organizers and look forward to further opportunities where more persons, both residents and belongers of the territory, can benefit from this experience.
I'm Jenny Sargent representing Blenheim Trust, and this is our first exercise, and I find it very well organized. And I mean, we're adjacent to the St. George's Primary, and we were there on spot to see what they did, and I find that they too are well, organized, like they did the drill well and thing.
Among the more than 7,000 participants were children from various public and private schools. Children are considered vulnerable to hazards, and this exercise was a great teaching tool to strengthen their resilience and, by extension, the community's resilience, since they will grow up with the knowledge of tsunami preparedness. Principals from various schools across the territory provided feedback on the exercise and its impact on the students who participated.
My name is Mrs. Andrea Moses Williams. I'm a grade 2 teacher at the BVI St. Adventist School.
My name is Mr. Tobin, Wade Tobin. I am the principal of this institution. The advice I would recommend to other education institutions, we should take this exercise very seriously. We never know when an emergency can occur, and if we have practice, we have gone through emergency procedures, I think we'll be better off for it. We'll be able to save more lives, and this is what it's all about, not only educating citizens of this community and this territory, but ensuring that lives are saved. So I think, I would encourage in the future, all schools should be a part of this exercise.
To the schools that did not participate, I'd like to encourage them and tell them that it's a practice that can help them in the future. You may not know what may come in the future, and it's best to practice. So if anything do come, you'll be well prepared, and you won't be acting on a moment by moment. You'll know what to do exactly, and you'll get it done perfect, and you'll help to save many lives.
I'm Mr. George from the Brigade of Facts Educational Center Primary Division. We were all excited to participate in the tsunami simulation exercise that took place last week. Upon hearing the alarm, all of our students and teachers, they were able to drop, take cover, and hold on for 1 minute. After that, they evacuated orderly to the safe zone, which is the Copper Mine Road. We got to that point in about, probably I would say 6 to 10 minutes, and everyone was able to walk orderly. We didn't have any pushing or anything like that. I would say the impact that this exercise had on us as a school is that it has prepared us for the real thing. We live in the valley, which is very flat, and we know that we are susceptible for waves coming far inland. And because of where the school is located on very flat land, we know that in the case of a powerful earthquake, that a tsunami warning can be issued. And as a school, we are comfortable now that we have a place that we can evacuate to, so that we can have everyone safe.
My name is Miss Bowlin, and I'm a teacher at the St. George's Schools Primary Division. We just participated in a tsunami drill, and we participated in this exercise, both students and staff, because we find that it's beneficial for us to be aware of what to do and where to go in the event that there's a tsunami. Also, there's an evacuation plan in place at our school. We have also included information in the social studies curriculum, and we do monitor and respond regularly to messages that are sent out by the DDM.
Upon arriving at the safe locations, students were briefed on the importance of the exercise and were provided with an overview on the benefits and disadvantages of their evacuation procedures.
I want to commend you for a job well done. Put your hands together for yourself. Those of you who went to the daycare, preschool to get the students, job well done. Teachers of the preschool and the daycare, job well done. We want to thank you very much. I see the movement, it was very swift. So I want to thank you for a job well done. Students, you were very well in place as far as I could see. And teachers, I saw you being mobilized as you turned back to make sure that things were still in order. So at the end of that, I want to say put your hands together for yourselves based on my observation.
What we've done just now, just today, is actually part of an island-wide initiative. It's an island-wide tsunami evacuation drill so that the whole island can be prepared for what to do in the part of an emergency. So we participate in that every year, and we're glad to do so this year. It's good practice for us. Some quick feedback. We did a really good job evacuating into the car park and pairing up. You guys were really good at pairing up. Mrs. Kincaid, I think we had a very good time for pairing up. Is that correct?
Yes, the best we've ever done. It was 7 minutes 56 till the first student was up here, which is amazing.
So the best we've ever done pairing up and getting the first people up the hill, 7:56. That's a record time for us. However, the room for improvement is the speed with which we got up the hill. The first person was up in 7:56 and the last person?
11:43.
11:43. Okay, so it was 4 minutes almost getting everybody up the hill. So that's something we'd want to do a little faster. I'm glad everybody was being very cautious and safe, and I'm glad of that. Older students, you did a really good job of looking after the younger students and keeping them on your left. So that's all really good. But in a real emergency, we'd want to be moving a little faster, right? Okay.
Children from various schools also shared their thoughts on the importance of the exercise and what they learned from their participation.
Well, I thought it was good, although I came out really tired because I was helping the little kids, but it was good. And I liked how everybody was helping the little kids get up. It was really creative and then also like helping them.
I think today went well. It was a learning experience about how to go with a tsunami drill. It was adrenaline was running because everybody was running up the hill, shooting up the hill. But I think it should be a lot more orderly.
And the area that we proceeded to, which is the Copper Mine Road, do you think that that's a good area for us to be safe?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because it's high.
It's high, right? So higher elevations are always the best place to be during a tsunami.
Yes.
Oh.
My name is Jayahad. I think the tsunami drill was good, and it is good for us to know that when it is a real one, we know what to do.
So you enjoy the exercise?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think you got to the top of the hill in a pretty good time, or you think we could have done it faster?
We did it in a pretty good time.
I would like for them to participate because it's really important, because if that happens then they'll need to know what to do in case, and they also will need to help the little kids get up because we know they're slower than us, so they'll need help.
You should participate because you're going to have a time when a tsunami does come and should be prepared.
Well, it's not really something that happened now, but we just practicing that it's, yeah. But it's really educational and we get to learn about it. So that is.
Yeah, because we practice, so when the real tsunami comes, we remember that we did it in our school.
Practical exercises such as CARIBE Wave help to identify strengths and weaknesses in our individual evacuation plans and procedures, which can then be adjusted and retested during the next drill. By continuously participating in this exercise, we will become better prepared for a tsunami event. Our involvement also sends a positive message to the rest of the world, which is likely to impact one of our economic drivers, the tourism sector. Junior Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Archibald Christian, speaks about how exercises such as CARIBE Wave help to positively shape the image of the Virgin Islands and influence potential visitors.
The importance of the tsunami exercise on the tourism sector is very important. As you would know, we have many partners across the industry. We have the yachting sector, the hotel sector, the dive operators. We have our car renters, or restaurants, or bars, or spas. So it's a very broad area in the industry. So for us to be able to impart the importance of the evacuation process, where the evacuation locations are in the territory to our guests or visitors or tourist industry, I think it's important that we continue to impart the knowledge and the areas where we have made some impacts. They will obviously feel safe knowing that we have designated areas. Obviously for tsunamis, it's most likely up a hill or to the highest point in the territory, wherever you can get to. I think for them, most of our visitors, they log on the internet, they do their research to try and find out, what is happening in the BVI. And one of the things, obviously, that they'll be able to find is that in the event of a tsunami, we have a system in place, a system that has been tried and tested. We have had a number of simulation exercises. And from what I have been made to understand, we have had an increase in the numbers this year. So as we convey that information to our visitors, at least they can feel reassured and comfortable that if they visit the BVI and should a tsunami event take place, they will be safe because we would have been able to let them know exactly what they need to do and which evacuation areas they need to locate to. So I want to say to our visitors that, in visiting the BVI, you can be reassured that you will be kept safe, and we will make sure that you will be treated with the best service available to you. The Tourist Board, as you would know, is the main partner or the main agency in government that is responsible for tourism. And I'm sure that they will be happy to partner with Department of Disaster Management in ensuring that we can disseminate the information to our visitors across the entire world with respect to how we would execute the simulation exercises or in the event of a real event.
Remember, a tsunami can happen at any time, and there may or may not be sufficient time for a warning to be issued. This is why we continue to encourage tsunami preparedness. Your participation in the annual tsunami simulation exercise is imperative as we aim to maintain a tsunami-ready nation. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Focus. I am Fiona Alexander-Smith, Information and Education Manager at the Department of Disaster Management, encouraging you to be prepared and stay tsunami ready. Join me next time for another edition of Focus on CBN Television. You can also view this and previous shows on our YouTube channel, Department of Disaster Management, and at BVI DDM on Facebook and on Twitter.